distractions, diversions, outrage. This is how the media operates, and this is how they distract you from what's really going on in the world. The poor will always be among you. And that doesn't really just mean financially. It probably means more other things than it does financially, to be totally honest. And it's poor of mind, poor of mindset, poor of health, poor financially, obviously, and poor mentally, poor physically, poor spiritually, poor emotionally. These are the ways that the media, the intelligence agencies have weaponized things against you. Again, you look at Google. Someone on the, started by DARPA. The Mike Benz interview with Tucker, phenomenal. The Scott Adams summary of it, maybe even better. To BJ Dichter's point, we are doing Political Bitcoin Hour the other day, and we were talking about that. Who, mind you, BJ Dichter will be in our Bitcoin trading cards coming up here at some point. We'll probably have possibly Tucker and Mike Benz in the future series as well. So just stay tuned there. They're on our list for people to track down. But exposing truth everywhere. That's what we're trying to do with Bitcoin trading cards. And that's what we're trying to do here on this channel. That's what the interviews we bring on. That's why we do what we do. Finding playable characters. Here's Google, a DARPA company that Mike Benz talked about, a DARPA company or a DARPA project by the government giving people cash to do their bidding and to become agents of the state. And here are the real-time trends on Google. So people that have censored, we know for sure. I mean, it was obvious before, right? If you're paying attention at all, that Google, tech companies, internet censoring certain things. And as Mike Benz said to Tucker, and Tucker stopped him and said, so you're telling me this apparatus that they built up around them to start color revolutions and to affect change and start coups around the world has now been turned internally because they realized the biggest threat, the intelligence agencies and the military industrial complex's biggest threat was actually inside their own borders, their own democracies, their own republic. And Mike Pence just said, yep, that's it. That's all you need to know. And that's what's been going on in the last couple decades. Really the last probably 2 decades. This has been in what works for a long time, 100 years. However, the last 2 decades, things have really been turned inward. The weapons have been turned, pointed inside our own walls. Things like, if you remember 10, 12 years ago, obviously, people being implanted in the crowds of Occupy Wall Street, into the Tea Party, Nancy Pelosi, they spit on me. And it's like, what are you talking about? We have a video of what happened and none of that happened. People just gaslighting you, the media running with it. Rush Limbaugh started doing this 25 years ago. He would do a monologue or a clip, a soundbite of 30 different news anchors, national and local news anchors, saying the same exact word or same exact sentence, same exact 5 words, whatever it is, all completely in lockstep, in sync. I mean, Rush was decades in front of what we are being exposed to now and what people are just starting to see now. And people now confirming this from the inside and showing us from the inside how this works. So we know these things have been happening for a long time. And then the Twitter files came out and basically confirmed what we knew, those that were paying attention, and confirmed for a lot of people, maybe a lot of unbelievers that, a lot of people that I know that have talked to me and said, hey, Brandon, I thought you were crazy the last 10 years, but the last couple of years showed me that you were a lot closer to the truth than any of the rest of us were. And that's not good. When someone says that to me, that's not like I win a prize, like I don't want to be right. I fear for my country. I fear for my family. I fear for myself. I fear for the people around me. That is why I have felt called and compelled to speak my truth and speak about what I see for 20 years. And since I was a child, since I was 16 years old and being 36 now, that's something that I grew up with. I had a father, though, that was questioning everything. I had a father that already started, who didn't grow up political, but as a 20-something, 30-something, started his own family, realized I'm being lied to. The media is lying to me in the 80s, in the early to mid 80s. The media is lying to me left and right. They're lying about these things, and he started questioning everything. So that's where I started to question things already as a child, growing up in the 80s and 90s and seeing my father question everything. And being a libertarian figure, a constitutionalist, a federalist or anti-federalist, whatever. I mean, I know those terms kind of get thrown around and people argue about them. But the whole point of this, at the end of the day, is here's a great example of Google and the real-time trends. Now, whether this is being censored or not, and things are being promoted or not, the real important things. But again, most people aren't going to pay attention. There's a select few people that are going to change the world. And this is how it always happens. The 3%. 3% we're fighting in the Revolutionary War, changing things. The intransigent minority. These people that are unhappy and that are seeking truth, seeking a better life, seeking different things, migrants to a lot of degree, right? People that are moving to different countries. Most people coming into this country are great people. There's a select few, though, a couple percent that are terrible people, and they're infiltrating the country. That is fact. I mean, literally 100%, there's all the data has shown us this. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. There just isn't. I know people on the border literally saying these things and saying there's no English or Spanish speaking people coming over here. Again, most people are still good. We have laws in the book, so people act like we don't have immigration laws, like we don't have things here to follow. No, we just don't follow any of them. And it's complete bedlam and chaos. Why, you might ask? Why would we want complete bedlam and chaos? Let's think. Let's ask some questions. I'll let you answer those questions. Google, real-time and daily searches. So does this say more about big tech censoring things, or does it say more about the state of the country and bread and circus and people just being distracted and diverted and not caring about truth and not caring about things of any importance at all? Real-time trends. Random people dying, number one. Stories on that, right? People trying, pumping big stories, and for some reason, certain people dying is just more important and more salacious and more fun to read than about other people dying. Beyond me. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Celebrities, Meryl Streep. Toyota recall. And UEFA Cup. Okay, those are your real-time trends. Your daily trends. An outage at AT&T. Okay, that one's maybe somewhat important, just like the Toyota recall was. I'll give it to people. Avatar, Netflix. Moon landing. Again, it's not humans going to the moon that I know of. I think it's just like a lunar lander or something. But again, that might be something kind of important. Third. The Suns, Phoenix Suns, super important. Lakers, Warriors, boy, was I wondering what happened there. And a random death as well. Another one that's seemingly more important than the others. So there's your real-time and daily search trends, folks. Now, is that more of people not caring about truth and seeking things that are actually important? Like, hey, what's going on with my elected leaders? Hey, who's laundering money across the world? Hey, the Tucker Carlson Mike Benz interview. Hey, what's going on at the border? Hey, where's my cash going? My time and energy that I spend every day and pay taxes to. Tax time, ladies and gentlemen, coming up here. We literally are giving cash to illegal aliens just left and right. No KYC, no tracking, nothing. But you, Mr. American, you better pay your taxes. You dang well better. But yet we know from the 40s, from Beardsley and Rummel, the New York Fed head, literally wrote an article in American Affairs saying taxes for revenue are obsolete because we can print our own currency. So why are we paying taxes? Nolan Bowerly predicted that this is the end of the road, that this next year will be the end of the road for income taxes. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. Maybe it's another year or two, maybe it's a couple years, but he's right. The IRS will go out with the income taxes. They will be gone. They will cease to exist. They're legacy institutions that serve no purpose. There's no reason to have them. If you can print all the currency you need, then you don't need to tax any of us. I would love to invest in more things. I could get the economy going even more if I could have all my taxes back each year. Need to invest in more real estate, I guess, right? And keep reducing those taxes. So what do you guys think it is, though? Do you guys think that it's censorship and people just being distracted constantly from the things that are important? Or you think it's just humans in general not caring about what's important? Do you think it's just the 97% just kind of being the 97% and just not caring about what's going on? And it's just always left the 3% to actually figure out what's going on and actually care and actually cause change. So let me know, because I'm very curious. Things like this, I'll just say it, they irk me beyond no end. I have no time and energy for it. I have very little empathy for just the constant distraction and diversion. I get though why. When I was a child, I would lose my mind when I was a young man. And now I understand why, because fiat, the broken monetary system, has completely brainwashed people, made people mentally ill, and also caused them to not care about anything in the world and want to put their head in the sand and just sedate, either euthanize or sedate themselves. And we're living in the remnants of this. So 100 years down the line. So it's time for us to clean it up. Appreciate you. Please share this out. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. This is not financial advice, it's freedom advice. Trust and but verify what I'm saying. And again, please share this out, because Google, all these, and I don't want to say any bad words, all these people will not share it out. This is why the things get throttled. This is why the channels don't grow. This is why Scott Adams talks about BJ Dichter, all these people, thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers, the Glenn Becks of the world. This is why the channels, I get messages all the time. How does this video not have hundreds of thousands of views? How does that, I get DMs, I get comments in the videos, whatever it is. How does this channel, how does this not have, okay, I'll get videos with 10% click-through rates, and I'll have 20 views, 100 views. That makes no sense. If it has 10% click-through rates, you should have 10,000, hundreds of thousands of views. But when you have certain trigger words in here, which I can't not say, sorry, truth is more important to me than followers. Truth is infinitely more important to me than any ad revenue, which I probably will never even turn it on, to be totally honest. Just like Robert Breedlove turned his off, I'll probably never turn it on because there's plenty of ways to make cash or make dollars, and we save in Bitcoin anyway. So this is why the tipping process, I think tipping will be huge. If people find value in what we do, you can go to my Lightning address, you can send me tips, and that's how we're going to earn a living through this, not ad revenue, not being beholden to ad sponsorships and the big tech platforms, stuff like that. Garbage. That is legacy gone. That is gone. Appreciate you more than you know. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.